Time now for your headlines and punchlines. You ready?
I'm ready, Maria.
Okay, I thought you were going to talk about it a little bit. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Hillary tells Politico, quote, "I think it's worth noting that Republicans seem to be talking only about me. I don't know what they talk about if I weren't in the race." And of course, Jimmy Fallon had to have a little fun with that. Here's what he had to say about that.
Here's what everybody's talking about. Of course, it's the presidential election, which is really starting to heat up. In fact, Hillary Clinton just said that she doesn't know what Republicans would talk about if she wasn't in the race. Republicans were like, winning. If she wasn't in the race, we'd probably talk about winning.
Boom. All right, there you go. Now, a poll released Tuesday had some good marks for the president. Now, for the first time since May of 2013, more Americans believe that Obama is doing a good job, 48%, than think he is not. Here's Seth Meyers.
CNN said today that President Obama's approval rating is shifting back toward positive numbers. CNN also said, "Hey, can you show us how to do that?"
I would say CNN's in a little bit better shape than some folks might give them credit for, including Seth Meyers, considering he works for NBC and they have their own issues to deal with right now.
Just a little bit? They have a little something going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
But of course, you know, they get paid to throw stones, so.
Yeah, don't envy what's going on over there right now. No.
Right.
Success story for a new White House appointee from the Philadelphia Tribune. Take a look. Community College of Philadelphia alum Deisha Dyer has been appointed as the new White House Social Secretary. The 37-year-old Philadelphia native will oversee everything when it comes to planning. That includes the annual Easter egg roll attended by tens of thousands of people to, of course, those opulent state dinners for hundreds. Here's Jimmy Fallon.
Speaking of Obama, last week he appointed a new White House Social Secretary who focuses on welcoming visitors, as opposed to the other people who make visitors feel welcome, the Secret Service. They're like, "Oh, come on in. Door's wide open. Go ahead, have fun. We have a bogey." This isn't even plugged in. I'm just kidding. Go on, go on. That's fun in there.
No, this is a very important
security problems, just a few.
But the social secretary, that's a very important job for the White House, and you know there are stories. I'm sure I would love to be a fly on the wall in some of those decision-making sessions where so-and-so from this country is going to sit next to so-and-so. There's a very specific way that they go about this, and we can make light of the job, the social secretary, but it's a very important job for the White House.
I'm sure. It sounds huge. I mean, tens of thousands of people attending some of these events. And speaking of parties, remember that couple that came?
The Salahis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge black eye during the early days of the Obama administration.
Again.
Another one we want to talk about too. Walmart workers are crying foul, I should say. This was reported in Fortune. They say store closings due to plumbing are retaliatory. The retail giant laid off 2,200 workers last week after temporarily closing 5 stores for plumbing repairs, said to take up to 6 months. Comedy Central's Larry Wilmore here.
6 months? You know what? This is the perfect time to introduce a new segment we call What? How could it take 6 months to fix some pipes? You're Walmart, not the International Space Station, all right? Did you ever hear of a plunger? You've got a 4-acre plumbing section in your store. But you know what? Maybe I don't know plumbing like I think I do.
That story, a little bit different tale than what we're seeing in some of these new recent Walmart commercials, talking about how they're giving all their employees raises because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, little controversy behind this one, though.
As if it weren't hard enough to work at a Walmart store to have to deal with plumbing issues like that. And then the real issue here is that those folks, they're not salaried employees. It's not like they have another source of income coming in. If their store is closed for 6 months, they're likely out of a job for 6 months.
Well, some people are arguing that something's a little fishy here. Walmart is claiming that the stores that they're closing, which are 5, they had 100 or more plumbing problems. In one of those cities, they're saying, well, no permits have been filed. That's kind of strange.
Head scratcher.
I think something's a little fishy there, so we'll find out maybe soon enough.
Ball's in your court, Walmart. Get the pipes fixed.
Yeah,
all right, we're coming back here. Newsmax Now will continue. We're going to take a short commercial break. Coming back at the top of the hour, we're going to have your top headlines of the hour. Plus, we're going to be joined by Ed Berliner. He's going to have a look at his exclusive interview that he just did with Texas Senator Ted Cruz. That's right after this.